yes, for example, we say that you have to be punctual. And if the student is late for some valid reason, there's no way we should reprimand the student, right? So we have to be reasonable. And there would, I'm sure, arise situations where you have to make exceptions to the rule, all right? And when we do make the exceptions, we need to justify why the exceptions were made to the other students, so the students understand. And another important thing I'd like to state here is that it's very common for teachers to be either punitive, take on punitive measures or avoid addressing behavior issues. Both of these are detrimental. You cannot be overly punishing. At the same time, you cannot avoid it and sweep it under the carpet. It has to be addressed. And rather than troubleshooting, why not be preemptive and do this? And okay, as much as I say I've taken this from Azano, this is something that I have experimented in my tenure as a primary school teacher, and this works. Okay, now for the student teachers here, all right, try this, test it out, and see if this helps you manage behavior and create a better classroom climate. And when you're doing this, when it comes to the class rules, we are also nurturing good values. Okay, let's look at the sample of class rules I have. Now, this is not a, I picked these class rules randomly, so they could be everywhere. Respecting others, keeping hands, feet, and objects, and unkind remarks to yourself, bring required material to class. Okay, this, it could be relevant for art and craft or science or, you know, so this could be a class rule. Raise your hand if you have questions or comments, respect school and personal property, maintain eye contact, remaining seats when the teacher is teaching, being punctual, work quietly. Okay, help your friends when in difficulty, do not eat in the classroom, and only one person speaks at a time, work and play safely. Now, if we look at these examples of class rules, they are all value-laden. And this is very important for our students. Okay, rather than, like I said, rather than troubleshooting, why don't we preempt? All right. So yeah, I think my time is up. And before I end, I'd like to share this quote by Bob Talbot. Teaching kids to count is fine, but teaching them what counts is best. And I personally and very strongly believe that by implementing class rules and behavior standards, which are value-laden, we are actually teaching them what counts. All right, and with that, I end my presentation, and thank you so much. And if there are questions, I can take some questions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kasturi, for the insightful presentation. I think it's good. Yeah, shall we give her a round of applause for her insightful presentation? Right, thank you so much. Right, okay, we'll open the floor for a few questions since we have some extra time. So anyone would like to ask any questions, feel free to unmute and ask your questions, so you can type your questions in the chat box. Anyone would like to ask any questions? Any students from Central Escola University or SOAD students? No questions?
No questions.
All well and fine. All right. Actually, Ms. Kasturi, I just would like to ask, when is the best time to start introducing class rules? Is it the first day of class, or and then do you remind them every now and then? Or how does it
I don't think it's we should do it in the first day of class. I think first day of class should be the day you get to know your students and have a bit of fun. But it should be established at the earliest possible in the first week or in the first 2 weeks. And it should be reviewed. This class rules should be reviewed because as teachers, right, we can't see everything. And I'm sure some situations are bound to arise after a month, and then we would realize that, oh, this should be one of the rules that we need to put in place. So class rules should be reviewed and updated.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kasturi. Yeah, it sets us on a reflective mode actually to rethink of what we've been doing in our classroom. Yeah, I see a question from Prof. Rita. Yes, go ahead, Prof. Rita.
Yes, I would just like to reiterate that I agree with what Dr. Naidu said about making the learners do a draft and also having time to negotiate with them regarding the rules. I think what is important is ownership, so that there will be greater compliance when there is ownership of the rules, and that the learners themselves participated in thinking about the rules and understanding the reasons why these rules and procedures would be important in the classroom. I think that's really one of the secret, rather than, talking to them and presenting them a list and wanting them to simply accept what the teacher says. That idea of a very democratic practice in the classroom would really make it more successful in terms of compliance. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rita.
Agreed, Prof. Rilo. We are giving the students a voice also. Yeah, thank you. Right. Okay. We'll move to the next session, but before that, we'd like to take a group photo. So I would like to, I would like to request all participants on Zoom to turn on your cameras, and we'll take a group photo before we invite Dr. Charles to brief us about the transition from Zoom or YouTube to Engage. And yeah, can all of y'all on your cameras? Wantian, are you ready? Yeah, okay, so Wantian will take photos, right? So give us your best shot and we'll start taking photos in a short while. Okay, ready? Wantian, just give us a clue.
Right, so I'll take the photo now. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, let me try again. 3, 2, 1, smile.
All those are captured in the photo?
Yes, okay, it looks good. Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, just a short reminder to all student participants, don't forget to fill up the survey form that is being released in the chat box, as well as the Padlet link that will also be released in the chat box in a short while. So this is just to get your perception on the experience that you have encountered during the last 1 month, right, on using Engage VR, as well as your reflection on what you think of how Engage VR have actually contributed in your learning experience as well. Okay, thank you so much. Over to you now. So now I would like to move on and invite Dr. Charles, the director of Vortex, to actually deliver a talk on immersive learning, as well as to introduce Engage VR, and also to later we all will move into Engage VR or Zoom in a short while. Okay, over to you, Dr. Charles. Yes.
Yes, Dr. Shah.
It's good.
Okay, so now I'm just going to explain what Vortex is about. So Vortex means virtual online future technology and extended reality. Vortex, extended reality, the keyword is what Taylor's University is embarking on. So our vision is basically to drive immersive and innovative XR research ideas and solutions. So as solutions, we want to transform teaching and learning and transform remote learning into something a little bit more immersive. Mission is to provide end-to-end XR solutioning. So this can be solutions for varied context and purpose and experiential. So the aims basically is to use cutting-edge XR technology, which Vortex represents that for Taylor's, and support adoptions of XR technology among graduates and academics. So we are determined, to drive this innovation and to transform teaching and learning, but is according to what is needed, according to user requirements. So Vortex comprises of three main sections. Vortex services, which Vortex services is we talk to all lecturers, we provide training. And Vortex advocacy and research is to do with research and publicity. Vortex action is to do with project management and commercialization. So we work with every school in the university. Vortex is a platform for all universities and schools, and to search and to seek what is the best solution if they wanted to see things or scale it in a more immersive way. And this is an image of our Vortex lab. This is the entrance, and this is what you will see inside. Here, this is one section of Vortex lab. So Vortex XR lab, this is an XR stage where we can do presentations, we can do videos, make movies, and the list goes on. So there's a video here that I think I will probably maybe I should play it. Would you all like me to play it? I don't want to take too much time, but this video is also at the YouTube channel, our Vortex YouTube channel. So we will put the link. Faisal, maybe you want to put the link to that video on the YouTube channel so they can actually watch it. So
Okay, will do.
this basically explains all the types of application of extended reality in teaching and learning. So you will be able to see different application. Here we also have the Vortex Club. One of our very important wing of Vortex is the student club, where we train them to be our apprentices, and they will also be able to produce their own work and connect with other clubs too to create immersive experiences. So the Vortex Club was made official, and we have overwhelming responses, and many of them are able to operate some of the equipment quite independently due to the training that Faisal has conducted. Faisal basically is our XR specialist, and he's our principal trainer and basically the custodian of the space. So there are other things that we are doing, and Faisal has been instrumental in doing lots of training for the entire university. We have a special program that we created called the XROPE, the XR onboarding program, which is our pride and joy, really. But there's a lot to do. XROPE program is to do with teaching and training, basically training, getting academics on board, because one of the main research problem or a research question or problem question is why do I need it? A very common question. Why do I need this in my class? Why do I need this? Why do I need to use virtual reality? Why? So the key is to discover a requirement, to discover something that requires such solutions. And that's why the XROPE is instrumental in providing familiarization sessions to all academics. We're pretty aggressive with this because we have weekly trainings for all academics and even non-academics, to see if they would like to familiarize themselves with the equipment. So apart from familiarization sessions, we also train them on how to use the application. We also try to discover whether the application is appropriate. For example, like medical school, there are 3 different applications to how they want to study anatomy, for example, and so on. So some of the other examples of how lecturers use the XR stage, for example, or the Vortex Lab, is conducting official activities like this. This is one example where the International Events Management course was having a presentation together with their student teams and other student teams from other universities in a sort of like a bidding events proposal bidding competition. So which is quite interesting because the judges were actually connected. They can hear the judges through the speakers, and it's amazing. We actually projected the whole virtual stage onto Zoom, so that kind of worked out. So other than that, we have other applications that we are constantly looking at for School of Bioscience and School of Medicine, as mentioned. So we are putting a lot of priorities in how we can seek solutions for experience. This one for virtual tourism, our woodworking shop, our carpentry workshop, Mr. Effendi, he was instrumental in creating this entire prototype to create a sense of experience that never been done before. So to make the participants feel like they're actually in a kayak. And not just that, they're going to actual locations in VR. So the tourism lecturer was quite fascinated with this, and he actually experimented a lot. In fact, he's still thinking of experimenting with this further. Our industry partners, we also work with industry. Largely, we work with Ministry XR. We work with zero density because that is to do with the XR stage. Ministry XR is to spatial computing and metaverse, and the others, and of course Engage. We hopefully we're going to do a lot more things with Engage, as not just as our vendors but our partners too. And we have met we're continuing to meet other industry, and connect with them according to the disciplines or programs and courses. So the overall projects and initiatives, the list is pretty long. So there's a lot more that's ongoing. Some have been completed, and I'm proud to say that what's ongoing with Central Escola University is our pride and joy. Actually, we are so happy to work with you all, and this is our first international collaboration. So your support and the experiential global virtual reality classroom is something that can continue going, and we can continue collecting more data, and we are looking into further publications, possibly some more innovations and customizations, and the list will go on. We are looking at our future projects, future international ventures, like looking at Unreal Engine, because we focus a lot on Unreal Engine as our 3D 3D environment creation. So we hope to see our participation in Games for Change 2023. I think it's usually hosted in the States, but it used to be online, and if it's online, we could still do it. But this is something that we are eager to see how we can connect to society through extended reality. So that's all for Vortex. That's a brief introduction for Vortex. If I were to explain a lot more, it'll take all day. But we are really excited. And now I'm going to show you the introduction to Engage. Now, I think there's a lot to see in Engage. So I thought a brief. Hang on, let me. I need to make sure that when I'm sharing screen in Zoom, I have shared the video sound. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Right, can everyone see this?
Yes.
I just have to make sure that both is running well. Okay, good.
Yeah, try to play first and see the
Okay.
audio if it's there.
All right, good.
Okay, I think we can hear the audio.
Engage is a virtual communications platform
can hear
that
the
makes it
audio, yeah.
easy to host your own virtual events, meetings, and classes. Bring together friends and colleagues in a variety of ready-made locations. Customize the locations by adding in 3D objects, images, videos, and audio files. Save these as a snapshot so you can add them in easily again to this location or others at another time. Or create your own persistent location that you and your team can jump back into, enabling you to work together whenever you want. Engage offers a wide range of tools to help you tailor your own events. Host virtual meetings and share presentations and videos with others by connecting your cloud connections or simply stream from web links or your desktop. Set up whiteboards, brainstorm with sticky notes, and draw in session with our 3D pen. Create virtual events and invite people to join you. Use 3D audio for smaller breakout sessions, making conversations more personal and lifelike. Build your own content in the content editor, adding animations and audio. Then play back your content and recordings for others, so they can relive the experiences you've created. Bring together classmates in your own virtual campus, customized to suit your brand. Host class discussions and presentations in our lecture halls and theatres. Use the 360 room to transport your group on virtual field trips. Or simulate real-life experiences in themed locations to gain a deeper understanding of real-world scenarios.
We're not sponsored by State of Survival. If
No,
you're-
no, we're not.
No, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop sharing. Okay, so that's the overview of Engage in a nutshell, because I didn't want to spend too much time explaining what it is. There's just a lot to do in Engage, and there's just so much there's just a lot to do. Basically, I don't know how else to put it. There's just so many tools that you can use to customize your experience in Engage. And one of the tools that we are using is to use a ready-made platform, a ready-made virtual classroom, to be able to to create that experience. So now what we're going to do shortly. Are we ready to move on to the next session, Dr. Lojana?
Yes. Over to you, Charles. We can now, you can now brief the participants on how to move to engage or to remain in YouTube, right?
Yes. So, okay, just to explain, what's going to happen now is that we're going to end Zoom, and for those who are not getting inside of Engage, but don't end Zoom yet. We'll give you the signal to do that, because you'll need to copy the code to join the Engage session. Now, so I'm just going to use the code to get you directly into the classroom space. Yeah. So directly into the classroom space, and you will be appearing there as avatars. I think most of some of the students here have already been using it before, so I think you are quite familiar with that. So so now, and for those who are not joining Engage, there will be a YouTube link which Faisal has posted here. So you could click on that YouTube link and watch the stream on what's going on in there, and feel free to comment and chat in the chat section. Yeah, so Faisal will be monitoring the chats. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to log into now. For those who are watching the stream, you'll be able to see me log in. So maybe I should share that screen as well here in Zoom. Hang on.
Okay, we can see your Engage screen.
Excuse me. I too am recovering from COVID, just to let you all know. So Dr. Kasturi, you're not alone. Okay. So okay, so you all can see this. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to log in right here. Hang on a moment.
So this is basically the main menu for Engage. It has been updated. I think like if you're familiar with Engage VR before this, they kind of like rebranded a bit of their logo and whatnot. So this is kind of like a virtual platform, as you've seen from the previous videos and whatnot, where we can socialize and just like get together. So it's not just limited to having classes per se. You can literally have like a meetup, get together, or just like chill with your friends, or just chill alone and find new friends as well now, basically. So what's happening right now, we're building a space first, and basically like within the space, we don't have to kind of like determine the location first and foremost. So right now, Dr. Charles is finding the suitable location for our session today. And as you can see, some of them has the plus icon there. That is basically, this application is free, but there are certain environments that's only available for the paid subscribers. So for paid subscribers, you would have access to extra content, such as like features and extra environments and whatnot, but you're still able to access it for free.
Yep, he's right. You can access it for some of these you can access for free. But if you are joining as member of the Taylor's University group user group, which we will appoint if the educator or academic is serious into exploring Engage and applying it, that means there will be a guaranteed outcome to that. So if you're really interested, then you can contact me or Faisal. That we could send you an invitation to be part of the administration group, or member if you want to be a member. So I'm going to start a session now. I'm going to select with others. So here, virtual Google Classroom. No password needed. We don't have to make it a public list, because if you do make it a public list, you might get visitors which we don't need, really. So I'm just going to start. So it will retrieve a session ID. So I'm going to post this right now in the Zoom chat. Please copy this separately. It's case sensitive, 8 small r WLD. Everyone copied? Good. So if everyone has copied that code, then remember, this code is only for those who are joining in the Engage platform. If not, you can just watch the YouTube stream. Now I'm just going to start session. Now, once the session is started, the mic will be on, so we will end the Zoom session. Okay. Now that I've given you the code, we will now end the Zoom session. So I'm going to stop sharing Zoom. So now I will see the majority of you in Engage. And for those who are not joining Engage, please watch the YouTube stream. So, Dr. Lojana, can we proceed on ending the Zoom session?
Okay, we'll end the Zoom session in a short while. So kindly join either if you have downloaded Engage VR, you can join the Engage VR using the code Dr. Charles has shared, or you can just watch the YouTube stream. Okay, thank you very much. See all of you all in Engage or YouTube.
You let the Zoom run for a
Thank you.
while for
Yeah.
just so you
Okay.
guys, while your guys are moving on to Engage, I'll be here just to monitor.
Okay, right. I'll also be in Zoom for a while
Yes.
and wait for the participants to leave. Then I'll come in Engage in a short while.
So-
Charles, you can lead the session on Engage now.
Okay. All right. I'm leaving Zoom, the Zoom chat.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Prof. Rita and Associate Prof. Milo. Prof.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Can you please mute yourself when you join in? Yeah, thank you. Hi, Dr. Kasturi. Pleased to meet you here.
Students yang tinggal.
Remember, the shortcut to mute yourself is F1. If you're using PC. F1, yeah. F1 you press once it's muted, and then press F1 again to unmute.
Okay. Okay, Prof. Milo.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Engage VR.
I need to adjust my speaker output. Okay. There's probably nobody else here. Yeah, yes, that's right. Hold on, Prof. I cannot hear anything as of yet. Where's my mouse? Let's focus. Okay. So, yeah. Hello, 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 hello. Can everybody hear me? Oh, no wonder. Oh, I have another window over there. I need to mute that guy. I keep hearing my own voice. It's kind of weird. Hello, hello. Here, okay. Okay, is everybody here? I can't hear you, Kasturi. I think I saw your mouth was moving, but I wasn't sure what's coming out. I'm sorry? Headphone in.
Yes, yes, I'm
Sandra, mic check. Okay, I heard somebody doing mic check.
Is Dr. Lojana here? Should I start now?
I don't think she's here yet. Oh, she's not here yet. Ah, there you go.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So now we are on Engage. Hi, Charles. Can you all hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so we'll start the virtual role-playing presentation. We'll start with Petong and team. So you start the role-playing class. I'll give out 10 minutes and then followed by students from Central Escola. I think it will be led by Joey. Right. Okay, over to you, Petong.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lojana. So I will start. Okay. Good morning, students. So how are you all doing today?
Before we start our lesson, let me make our class rule clear, okay? So rule number 1, no talking. Rule number 2, no walking around. Rule number 3, raise your hand before you speak, okay? So today's topic will be how junk food can harm our body. So let's play a game before I start explaining lesson, okay? So for example, I'm going to set
Yes, I can't hear you.
Oh my god. Am I muted for all the time?
For quite some time, yes.
Oh my god, sorry. I'll start again, okay?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So good morning, students. So before we start our lesson, I'll make our classroom rule clear, okay? So rule number 1, no talking. Rule number 2, no walking around. Rule number 3, raise your hand before you speak, okay? So today's topic will be how junk food can harm our body. So let's play a game before I start explaining the lesson. So for example, I'm going to select one student and the students will name me a healthy food or a junk food or a fruit that starts with an maybe I'll say it starts with an A. So you can answer an apple or okay, so after you answer the question, you can select another student to answer the question by asking them to answer the question with an alphabet that you like. So you can also mention if you want your friends to tell a junk food or a healthy food. Okay. So Cassandra, maybe we can start with you.
Sorry, Miss, what's the question again?
So the question is whether what kind of food that starts with an C.
An N?
C.
C?
Yes.
Crab.
Okay, thank you. So you can select a friend to answer this question too.
Elisa.
Okay, Wan Tian, stop changing your place. Could you please sit down first?
No, I'm
Cassandra,
still looking for the perfect place to sit. The view is not good.
Okay, where do you want to sit? Do you want to sit in front?
There's still place in front. No, it's okay. I still back. I sit back here.
Okay, thank you. So Cassandra, can you select one person to answer your question?
Elisa.
Okay, how about Elisa?
Hi, teacher. Will I still answer the same letter C?
Yeah, sure.
Cheese.
Very good, cheese. So is cheese a junk food or it's a healthy food?
I think it's healthy.
Yeah, it should be if you do not overeat it. Okay, thank you, Elisa. You can choose a person to answer your question with the alphabet you like. Cassandra, please sit down. Thank you.
I choose Chloe and I choose the letter F.
Okay, thank you, Elisa. Can Chloe answer Elisa's question? Chloe?
to eat McDonald's after class.
Cassandra, Eunice.
You want chicken nugget?
Cassandra, Eunice, I can see you both talking. You guys can discuss this later.
Me, since we're talking about food, I was just telling Eunice that I'm going to eat McDonald's later.
Okay, sure. You can get it after lunch, okay? Later lunch.
You want to come with me?
Teacher, I think Chloe is having problems with her mic. I think I'll choose another student for a while.
Thank you, Alyssa.
I choose AJ.
Okay, how about AJ? So AJ, can you name Alyssa a food that? So Alyssa, what alphabet would you like him to start?
The letter F, teacher.
Okay, AJ, can you name me a food or fruit that starts with the letter F?
Yes, teacher. I think a food that starts with the letter F, teacher, for me is fried chicken.
Fried chicken, very good. So for AJ, you can
Hey, Charles. Hello. Am I John? Is my name John? I just realized that.
AJ, can you name Elisa food that so Elisa teacher can you give Elisa food that so Elisa Elisa
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Do you guys hear? Hello. Do you guys hear?
Are we good to go?
Okay, I think we have me, Miss Kasturi, from Richard, Calvary from Brittany. Miss Kasturi needs to be seated. Are you good to sit down? Right. So do you like hold the right mouse button? Why? Yeah, there we are. Okay. I'll need to mute you, Dr. Vajana. Hold the right mouse button. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Okay, let's continue the session just now. Who was presenting just now? Who was it? Okay, go on, proceed.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue with answering the question just now. Okay. So maybe I'll ask Eunice again. So Eunice, can you start?
Can we play? Miss Cassandra is talking to me. Yes, I'm not. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Yes, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you?
One time, what do you say your favorite food was again?
What?
What do you say your favorite food was again?
I don't know.
I don't know. What do you mean?
I like all kinds of food.
All kinds of food. How about you, Eunice?
Your voice is there. You can speak now. Your mic is here.
Petong, can you hear me? Petong?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Okay, I think you've got another 3 minutes more. Can you wrap up your lesson? Then we'll get the students from Central Escola University to do their presentation.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure. Okay. So thank you for cooperating with me, students. So you all did a great job. So I'll give you some example of good eating habits. So first, eat a lot of fruit and vegetable. Cut down saturated fats and sugar. Eat less salt, and get active to be and maintain a healthy weight. So going to do some exercise, and do not get thirsty, and do not skip breakfast. Okay. Thank you. Moving on to the disadvantages of eating junk food. Eating junk food can cause memory and learning problems, diabetes, digestive problems, obesity, weakness, fatigue, depression, fluctuation in blood sugar level. Cassandra and Chloe, could you please sit down? Thank you, Cassandra. Okay, thank you, Cassandra. Okay, and affects brain function, risk of heart disease. Okay, so a very gentle reminder, please drink a lot of water in a day, and to keep your body, to keep your health balanced. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Can you please sit down? Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Wantin. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, students. And thank you to the teachers.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you Wantin, and thank you Petong and team. Right, now we'd like to invite the team from Central Escola University to proceed with their presentation. Over to you all. I think it's led by Joey and team. Over to you, Associate Prof. Philip. Maybe you can invite your students to present their role-playing activity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lajana. So we have now Miss Joey Marie Agomo, who is a second-year BS education student who's majoring in early childhood education. Miss Joey, it's now your turn.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Joey. First, I'd like to check in. Everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, teacher.
Yes, Sally. Dr. Charles, Dr. Lajana, I prepared a presentation today that I'd like to share in our screen. However, upon checking the share screen option, I do not have access in terms of sharing some slides today. Is there a way that I can get access to?
Okay, I've made you a co-host. I think you have access to it right now.
Is there a way
Can you try?
that I can get access to?
Can you try again?
Yep. Looks like it. I have access now. Thank you, Dr. Charles. Yep.
No problems. So you need to load up a screen asset from the IFX first, because it's a whiteboard. It's not like a screen. So I think you need to load up from the IFX, which is at the very bottom of the menu. Load up a video screen or something like find like a screen basically. Just search by title screen. like a video screen, either flat, small, flat, medium, and then you can share your screen there.
Okay. Let me load up a video screen.
Or I can do that, I think. Maybe I can do that.
Oh, thanks.
So let me load up this. Just place it behind you. And I think I'm going to rotate it a bit. Okay.
Mr. Faisal, I think we're hearing some feedbacks on your end. Thank you.
Yeah, hold on.
Yep. All right. Thank you for that. Let me start setting up my screen.
Joey, let me please. Okay.
All right. So can everyone see my screen? If you can see my screen, kindly raise your hand. Great. So good morning, everyone. My name is Teacher Joey, and as you know, I'm your teacher for our science subject. Now let's set up some classroom rules before we proceed with our discussion for today. These are quick ones, so let me go over it. So raise your hand when you want to speak. Let's make sure that if we want to say something, we raise our hand and be quiet whenever teacher is talking. We have to respect and listen to our classmates and our teachers. Stay in your seat. Let's use technology appropriately. I know that we all have the option to stand up and run around, but let's all stay in our seat and listen to our teacher's lesson for today. Be quiet when your classmates are speaking. So when your classmates are giving their answer, make sure that we pay attention and listen to them.
I move your screen because you are in the middle. It's okay. Sorry. Continue.
So that's for our classroom room. Can everyone see the star that we have in front today?
You can face the audience while you're talking.
So that's our class.
Yes, teacher, we can see it.
All right, so thanks for that, Richard. So whoever will be our most behaved student and most participative student will get the star. Now let's start with our discussion. Let me just pull up that.
Are you loading up a video or anything?
Yep, I'm loading up I'm going to do another screen sharing.
Teacher, I'm raising my hand. You're not noticing me. Yeah, teacher.
Yes, Chloe.
You said that you were gonna give us a star if we behave.
Yes, that's correct.
No, we don't want a star.
Oh, I have other things here. I have candies and whatever interest you have. But for now, Chloe, we have to learn the 5 senses first. So can I ask you to sit down?
I don't want to sit down.
Oh, if you don't sit down, then we'll be able to finish and learn the 5 senses.
I'll sit down only.
Thank you, Chloe. Thank you for sitting down. Now, today we're going to learn about our 5 senses. Do you guys have any idea, or does anyone have any idea about their 5 senses?
No,
Okay.
teacher.
Oh, thank you for that.
teacher.
Thank you for that answer. Cassandra, do you have any idea what are the 5 senses?
I don't know, something I have no idea with like your 6th sense. Is that what you mean?
No, that's not it. Chloe, please have a seat. Thank you. Have a seat, Chloe, please. Thank you, Chloe. And sorry, Tan, can you have a seat, please, as well? Can you please sit down? Jiyoung, do you need anything? Jiyoung, are you there? Anyway, so it seems like the two of them is not connected to the system right now, so we will proceed with our 5 senses. Jiyoung, have a seat, please. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Jiyoung. Now we will review what are the 5 senses, and later we are all going to stand up and sing a song about our 5 senses. Our number 1, we have our tongue that we use for tasting. We have nose that we use for smelling, and ears for hearing, eyes for seeing, and hand for touching. Jiyoung, can you give me an example on what are you using your tongue for? Chloe, Eliza, have a seat, please. Thank you. Chloe. Thank you. AJ, can you give me an example? What is the tongue used for in the 5 senses?
I think it's for tasting, teacher.
Good job, AJ. How about Ellie? What is the nose used for?
For smelling.
Good job. And what are your favorite smells, Ellie?
The smell of baked cookies.
The smell of baked cookies, that's right. Now we have ears as our next senses, or as our next sense. Marty, what is the ears used for?
The ears is used for hearing.
Thank you, Marty. And what are your favorite sounds to hear, Marty?
I like listening to nature sounds.
That's right, nature sounds. Good job, Marty. Now, what is the eyes used for? Cassandra.
The eyes to see cute toys.
To see cute toys, that's right. And the hand is used for John. Jackson, do you need anything?
No.
Okay. Anyway, so Jackson, since you're there, what is the hand used for?
Clapping.
Clapping, or for touching, right? All right, so since we've learned what are the use of our 5 senses, we're now going to sing. So I will ask every one of you to please stand up as we sing to our 5 senses song. Can we all stand up and be all energetic? You can now put out all the energy that you have.
I want to sing.
Sure, Chloe, you can sing. Let's all unmute our microphone. First, teacher will give you the example of the song, as you can see on what I'm sharing on my screen right now. And then after that, we will sing all together. So we have eyes for seeing, nose for smelling, nose for smelling, tongue is used for tasting, tongue is used for tasting, ears for hearing, hand for touching. All right, so let's sing all together on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Eyes for seeing, eyes for seeing, nose for smelling, tongue is used for tasting, tongue is used for tasting, ears for hearing, hands for touching. All right, so that's our 5 senses. Good job, everyone. So the star goes to our most behaved and participative, Mardy. Good job. Here's your star.
Congratulations, Mardy.
Thank you po.
And that's all for today, class. I hope you learned.
Okay, thank you very much, Joey, for an interactive lesson. You actually made everyone sing today. Well done, Joey. Okay, let's give a round of applause too. Right. So now we've come to the end of both 2 role-playing tasks, one from Taylor's University, one from Central Escola University. Right. So we will continue the session by inviting Ms. Kasturi to come forward and give some feedback, followed by Dr. Tan. Both to you all, Ms. Kasturi and Dr. Tan.
Hi everyone. Can you all hear me? Yes, good job. Hi everyone.
Hello, Miss Kasturi.
Can you all hear me? Yes.
You might want to stand in front of the class
Yes,
and face the class. So I can see
Okay. Hi again. All right. The sessions were good, and it's very interesting to see micro teaching in virtual reality. Now I have a few comments here. I'm not going to direct my comments at the Taylor's group or the Escobar group. I'm just going to make general comments. Now, when we give instructions to our students, it's important to be clear. And in order to have clarity, I think getting students to repeat the instructions would be good. Okay. I think I do have to make references to the different groups. The group from TU, Peitong, I think when you gave the instruction, you were very fast. You just gave 3 rules and you moved on. I think it's important to make sure the students understood. One way of doing this would be to get students to repeat the rules. You can randomly pick students to repeat the rules. And I especially liked, Joey, where you had slides and you explained the rules. That was good. All right. And the other thing is, Joey, I think one of the strengths that you had is the anticipation of a reward. Now, when students anticipate a reward, that would be a good way to manage student behavior, because everybody wants rewards. And when there is an anticipation for a reward, it will be easier to regulate behavior. And okay, the other thing that I notice is that when students are not behaving as they should, and the teacher tries to change the behavior, getting them to sit down and all that, it's important to wait till the behavior is modified before the teacher continues. Like at some point, I think Chloe was walking around, and Joey said, okay, Chloe, can you sit down? And she waited until Chloe sat down before continuing, right? This is important because this gives the students the idea that the teacher is serious about the instructions, and she's serious about the behavior. We have to wait until the behavior is modified. And yes, another thing I notice is consistency. Again, Joey, there was a point where Pei Tong was standing. There were other students who were standing, and the teacher called on these students, but then at some point, Pei Tong was standing, and Joey did not address that. So consistency is important. It's good that no one highlighted that, oh, teacher, Pei Tong is standing and you're not asking her to sit. Some students would do that. But in this case, in this instance, that was not done. But it's good to remember that you have to be consistent. And another thing I notice, another strength I notice is, when you ask students questions and you are randomly picking students to answer, how do you get every student's attention? Okay, you ask the question, and the question is directed at all the students, and then we name or we call upon a student. So this ensures that all students pay attention to the question. Now, if we call the student first and then ask the question, other students are going to lose interest. It's like, oh, teacher is talking to Marty, so I don't really have to pay attention. Is it? But when students don't know who's going to be called, so they would be careful and listen to the question. Okay, I think that's about all. For the group from Pei Tong, okay, I think when it comes to behavior management, voice modulation, you have to be firm. Okay, it's very important for teachers to modulate their voice, to raise it a little bit, to show firmness. I think you need to pay attention to that. Okay, I think that's all from me. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kasturi. I think the feedback was very, very insightful and beneficial to all of us. So something for us to reflect and to actually think further and to be used for future role-playing activity, as well as when we go back to our classrooms, we can apply all the tips and feedback that was given by Ms. Kasturi. Now I would like to invite Dr. Tan Chin Yen to come forward and give her feedback as well. Over to you, Dr. Tan.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Jana. Can you all hear me?
Yes, you can.
Yes. Right, thank you. Thanks, Dr. Jana, again. And also thank you to Ms. Kas for sharing. I think first of all, I'd like to congratulate both teams to have come this far to this planning session. Sorry, I can hear echo. Is it just me?
Maybe I'll unmute myself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I was saying I would like to congratulate both teams, I mean lecturers and students, to have come this far to this final session of the micro teaching sessions that we've been having for the past several weeks. Then with specific reference to our session today, I think Ms. Kass has shared a lot of insights into areas that we can further enhance for all of us here. And I would just like to further build on what Ms. Kass has shared. So I think I've just noted 3 points, I mean, aside from what Ms. Kass has shared. So first point, I think is actually something that Ms. Kass has also mentioned about the use of class rules. I think both presentations did incorporate this. So it's just a step further, on top of establishing class rules, you know, I think the next step is also establishing a connection with the students. Again, regardless of which team, to all students, after setting the class rules, I think the connection with students is also important. I think it's what Ms. Kass mentioned earlier, that have to make sure that students respond. Okay, students respond to that, they are aware of that, and they are in agreement with the class rules. It can be for the whole term. It can be, you know, some addition of rules added for that day, for that particular lesson. But what's really important is students are connected with you in relation to, you know, really abiding with the rules that you all are going to set or have set together. So that's the first one. Second point, also something that Ms. Kass has touched on, is I think the use and projection of voice. I think there were really some, you know, very friendly, very sweet voices used. I think that was really great to build relationships and rapport with your students. But also, I think there are times, and I think some of you have also demonstrated when is it necessary, you know, to be firm, and also to make sure that the consistency is there, and to make sure that you are really heard by your students while you're also saying, I'm hearing my students. So your students know that the teacher is there, the teacher can hear me, and vice versa. So I think the use of voice, projection of voice effectively, that's also something I think we can further look into. And the final point that I would like to just highlight is, I think, the teacher persona. I think that's also something very important in classroom management, because the teacher standing in front of the class can really, you know, set the tone of the class. So how the teacher presents himself or herself, whether, you know, it's going to be very fun, or it's going to be, you know, flat, or it's going to be just another day. So I think the teacher persona is also very important, especially once you step into the class, once you know, start talking to your students, getting their attention, getting them to be engaged. The persona of that teacher at the particular moment and throughout the lesson is really important as well. So I think that's all from me. Thank you again, yeah, for all the presentations, and all the best to everyone. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Tan, for your feedback and suggestions that will definitely benefit the pre-service teachers. Now we have come to the end of the session. I would like to invite Associate Professor Richard Rilo to give us the closing remarks and to end the session. Over to you, Associate Professor Richard Rilo.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lejana, for moderating this session. Professor Kasturi and Dr. Tan for your feedbacks. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Salamat pagi sa mga. Good morning to everyone. We were all caught by surprise when we had to suddenly suspend our school operations last March of 2020 due to a world health crisis, while we were all at the midst of our semester for the academic cycle. Because of the urgency, to put into a complete halt all of our school undertakings, we, as educators, were at the same time all faced with the bigger challenge to continue our instruction to our students, who, in the first place, are our principal priority. Distance learning, ladies and gentlemen, is not a pedagogical breakthrough. In fact, this mode of instruction can be traced back to the 1840s when Isaac Pitman taught his learners shorthand writing via correspondence. All throughout educational history, distance learning has evolved from a simple writing of correspondence to students to an online learning management system, or LMS. And now, just like what we all have witnessed, an immersive learning system, thank you, Dr. Charles, through the Engage VR. Ladies and gentlemen, this digital transformation in teacher education and training challenges us to enhance and integrate technology in education into our existing school curricula for professional education courses, not just as a crisis management tool, but as a powerful educational tool that can increase effective student engagement and interaction in the digital world, forging essential 21st century skills among our learners and, of course, us as teachers and teacher educators. Let us also not forget that technology maybe is a powerful tool for teaching and learning, but it is not an end in itself. Instead, it is a start to realize the potential of educational technology in what we can do as teachers to best advocate for our students' needs. Both the Taylor's University in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and the Centro Escolar University in Manila, Philippines, as spearheaded by our respective schools of education, would like to send a message that this culminating activity is not yet the end of our partnership, but a start to a more fruitful collaboration as two Southeast Asian universities envisioning a more sustainable teacher education that is at par with the rest of the world. On behalf of the hardworking team behind this collaboration, Dr. Lujana, Dr. Charles, Mr. Faisal, Dr. Tan, I would like to sincerely extend my gratitude to everyone who have become an active part of this engagement. I am positive that the series of activities that we have gone through together. Dr. Lujana, I think you're unmuted.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, sir.
You're muted, I'm sorry. So, well, I've just acknowledged the hard-working team behind this collaboration and partnership. And in line with that, I would like to extend my gratitude to everyone, especially those who have become an active part of this engagement. I am positive that the series of activities that we have gone through together will pave more avenues in furthering our vision towards a sustainable quality education that is responsive to the needs of time and of our learners. Again, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Associate Professor Richard Vino, for the closing remarks. It was a very empowering closing remarks, as you had actually highlighted the main purpose of this project, which is virtual classroom, and also the collaboration that has taken place in promoting global education, global classroom, among Taylor's University and Centro Escolar University today, right? So it is a new milestone, I would say, that we had achieved by actually getting students from Central Escola University to be our students and vice versa, Taylor's University students, being students in your classroom virtually to promote classroom management skills. And this had happened. Thank you to actually assistants from Dr. Charles, Mr. Faisal, as well as the other educators like Dr. Tan and Ms. Kasturi for their support and feedback given throughout the sessions that we had in October. Also special thanks to our heads of schools, Dr. Logan, and also to Prof. Rita, who had given us continuous support to continue working on this project and achieve more milestones moving forward. I would like to thank all the students from Central Escola University, as well as students from Taylor's University for the hard work that they've put in to practice virtual classroom activities on their own outside classroom timing to make this whole event a memorable one as well. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Charles. Charles?
There was also a whole bunch of other
Dr. Lojana, you want to mute yourself?
Charles, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Charles, are you muted?
Actually, I'm not muted.
Puts you into a wonderful setting. And it's not like you're
Charles, can you hear us? Okay, right. So thank you very much. We'll end the session here today. Thank you very much for joining. We'll share the YouTube link after the session has ended. And Charles is having some technical issues. Okay, so never mind. Right, so we'll end the session today. Thank you very much. We'll get in touch with each other after this. So you can actually leave Engage VR and we'll meet again on another day. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Lojana. Thank you, Dr. Charles, Mr. Faisal.
Thank you, everyone.
The students from Taylor's and the students from CEU. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations to all of you
Congratulations.
In making this event a reality. Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Dr. Lojana.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
And
Kasturi.
everyone. It was a very nice experience today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All of you that leave the session, we'll end the session in a short while. Thank you.
Hmm.